everybody. So today you guys, we are going to be making fried green tomatoes to go along with the pig feet that we're cooking. I'm also going to make some white rice and cornbread. So the thing that you want to know about green tomatoes is that they need to be rock hard, almost like baseball, like a baseball hard, okay? And because they do put off a lot of liquid, you do need to make sure you salt them to go ahead and sweat them out before you fry them, just so that they come out to be extra crispy. And I have my grease pan over here, electric skillet, from preheating at 325 degrees, and I'm also going to fry them at 325 degrees. How long you fry them depends on the thickness of how you cut your tomatoes. As you can see, mine are relatively thin. You can go much thicker, and then I've seen them go even thinner, yes, than this. So it's all about your preference. So, and I actually just fry, I fry every piece of it up, every piece. And all we're gonna use for the coating is some self-rising flour, buttermilk, and I'm not going to add any additional seasoning once I salt these down, because the salt is enough. You don't want to overbear it. You know, it's still just a tomato, and it's not going to require a whole lot of seasoning. So alright. And this is just some regular sea salt that I'm sprinkling over each one. And we're gonna let this sit for a couple of minutes. While this is sitting, I'm gonna just go ahead and put my water on the stove for the rice. As you guys know, the simple rule of thumb for rice is 2 to 1, 2 cups of water to every 1 cup of rice. If, depending on where you're from, you do wash your rice first. I know a lot of people don't do that. They've never heard of it, but you definitely can wash your rice first. I'm gonna give this a quick rinse. As I pressed the record button, I was trying to figure out if I was gonna make an onion relish that I had seen Paula Deen do. I don't know exactly how much buttermilk this was. I just used the last little bit that I had left. So just start off with a little bit and then add more if you like. I'm actually gonna get out an onion. You know what? I don't have any sweet onions, which down here in the South we call them Vidalia onions. I don't have any Vidalia onions, so instead of using a regular yellow onion, I'm going to just use a red onion to make my relish, and I'll show you guys how to do that when I come back. And these are probably getting there. I can see they're drying out some, so I think that we may be okay. We may be okay to get started. All right, you guys, so we're about to go ahead and get started frying because that oil is ready. going to show you guys how to do the relish really quickly. As I mentioned before, I don't have any sweet onions, so I'm just going to do red onion instead, which has a better taste to me raw than just a regular yellow onion. A sweet onion would have been perfect, but like I said, I don't know why I didn't pick them up in the store yesterday. And I'm only going to do half an onion because I only did 2 green tomatoes. So I'm going to have to improvise on the relish. What this is here is some dark brown sugar. That's a tablespoon. Just going to take a tablespoon of dark brown sugar and add it in the mix. The recipe calls for half a cup of mayo. I just used 3 tablespoons there. And since I can't find my rice wine vinaigrette, I'm just going to use some of this red wine vinaigrette that I bought. This isn't my first choice, but I'm just improvising at the moment, to be completely honest with y'all. So you stir this all up. And you end up here with like a pickle relish, or excuse me, an onion relish. And you take one of your tomatoes and you just dip it on there like that. And even doing it like that, that's hot, I'm sorry. It turned out really good, y'all. So even if you follow this recipe exactly, you'll come up with a really nice onion relish. So I'm gonna put a top on that. And I'm gonna sit it in the fridge since we're not quite ready for dinner yet. This is a dish that you want to do right when you guys are ready to sit down to eat. It's like fish to me. Fried tomatoes, fried anything is best directly fresh out of the grease. But since I have to do my cornbread muffins and my rice is still finishing up, it's gonna have to sit for a few more minutes, but it's still fresh and it'll still be good and crispy. But I probably should have done this last. I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys the video before the day got away from me. And this is nothing new, guys, just jiffy cornbread. The usual. Take some brown sugar. By all means, skip this part if you don't like, you know, the sweeter things in life. But I'm not sure what night this will go up, but well, usually I've been putting them up, the videos up every Monday and Wednesday. That way it's a little more manageable for me. I can kind of film a little bit over the weekend and then have a video ready on Monday and then have the other one scheduled to go up Wednesday. So I have found that scheduling these videos ahead of time has been very, very helpful. But you probably guys are wondering, do she cook like this every night? They eat like this all the time? The answer is simple. And that's yes. It may not be pork necessarily. I may switch up the meat and do something else, but you know, my kids like rice, my kids like cornbread, my husband, you know, this is what they eat. And you know, we have some healthy things here and there. A lot of the time, believe it or not, I don't even eat everything. Like I may not eat the cornbread, or I may not eat the rice and cornbread. I may just eat the meat, or I may not eat the meat. I may just have the vegetable. But same with the twins or anybody else for that matter. Everyone may not eat a whole meal, but typically this is how I cook. This is what they eat pretty much on a regular basis. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the oven at 7:15. These should be done by 7:30. So there it is. Oopsies. Uh-oh, it's kind of hot, so I can't really grab the pan and show you guys. But there we go. Cornbread is ready. I'm going to fix the plate and show you guys the finished results. Alright you all, so here is the finished results. We have the pig feet and potatoes with the red beans that help make this into a gravy over some white rice, the fried green tomatoes, and cornbread. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and if you try this recipe, I'm sure you will love it too. See you all next time.